Hello, my name is Amy Kelly, and this is my Educational Psychology 303 presentation, Facilitating the Positive Development Through After-School Programs. The facts. In 2001, the Bureau of Labor Statistics found that in 69% of all married coupled families with school-age children, both parents work outside of the home. When families are not able to find quality, affordable, accessible care for children, parents often leave their children in poor quality programs in self-care or in the care of the television. Now, poor quality programs can really probably not caring about what's going on with the child, probably feeling more like they're just babysitting the child. And in self-care, there's no adult supervision, which is not okay. We're about to see that television has become a huge problem in America. So on average, American children spend 40 hours a week watching television and playing video games, more hours than they spend in school. Research indicates children who watch more television than average are more likely to be obese, read less, and play less. 40 hours is way too long for anybody to be watching TV, especially children, especially when it's causing obesity, it's causing them to not enjoy reading, and it's causing them to not want to play. They're children. They should want to be outside playing. We need after-school programs, clearly. So the odds are high that youth with nothing positive to do and nowhere to go will find things to do and places to go that negatively influence their development. And this was said by Mike Ashcraft. And this is so important because think about how many times has someone asked you, why'd you do that? And you're like, I was bored. Why did you get in trouble? I was bored. They need to have that positive place to go to really keep them entertained and doing positive stuff versus getting into negative stuff and having negative influences in their life. After-school programs are an effective way of deterring violence by providing children with safe environments, teaching them respect for people different than themselves, providing structured adult supervision, and teaching ways to peacefully resolve conflicts. This stuff is so important. All of this, I know we all know, is really important. Safe environments is important because they know they have someplace to go. Respect for others is important because that's half the battle, is understanding we all need to respect everybody. Even if you're different than someone, having that adult supervision is super important versus that child who is being self-cared for by themselves. And peaceful resolve conflicts is so important because that's going to be with them through the rest of their lives. So in an evaluation of the After-School Corporation, 84% of principals reported that after-school programs had improved the overall effectiveness of the school, student motivation, student attitude towards school, and student attendance. And this was said by the Policy Studies Associates in 2001. So if a principal is noticing what's going on after school programs being involved in school, then something really has to be changing. Something really important and amazing is going on in the after school program for the principal to notice. There is significant research which shows that participation in after-school programs is positively associated with better school attendance, more positive attitude towards schoolwork, higher aspirations for college, finer work habits, better interpersonal skills, reduced dropout rates, higher quality homework completion, less time spent in unhealthy behaviors, and improved grades. This is all being researched by so many people, as I know we all can see, and it is just so important for everybody to have, because all this stuff is going to be with them and affect them for the rest of their lives. So, quality adult supervision activities are as important as family income and parents' education in determining a student's academic success. This was also said by Mike Ashcraft and is a bold statement to make because people think, no, education is important in a parent, the income is important in a parent, but it doesn't matter. If they have that adult supervision and they have that adult pushing them to be the best that they can be in activities that are pushing them to have that positive development, they're going to succeed far better and farther down the road than someone who just has a rich parent who's never even home. Focus on facilitating positive development and raising better human beings, and you will not only get better test scores, you will also get cooperative, self-disciplined, creative, and compassionate students who love learning. This is where I think education systems are really just not going the right way right now, because they're so focused on testing and scores and all of that they're forgetting about what's really important, the individual, the student. And in after-school programs, we can focus on the individual and the student. And this is obviously what we're gonna get. We're gonna get better test scores. We're gonna get more cooperative. We're gonna get children who are self-disciplined and creative and compassionate, which cannot always be provided through the education system. So this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I'm showing you this because in an after-school program, all of this can be provided through the after-school program to the student. We're going to give them food and water. They're going to be able to sleep if they are tired. They're going to have safety of knowing that they have a place to go to every day after school where they belong and have friends and have relationship with caregivers, and they feel like they belong there. We're going to give them self-esteem, confidence. They're going to have respect for others, and they're going to be respected by others, which is so important to a student's social development. As well as we're going to give that self-actualization by being able to dive deeper into curriculum and showing them more of what's out there through morality, creativity, problem solving. We're going to have no prejudice in our program. They're going to be able to get all that stuff, which cannot always be addressed in public school systems or private school systems because they just do not have the time to do that. The after-school programs can focus on all of these every single day. What can after-school programs provide? After-school programs can provide emphasis in math, science, English, history, theater, physical education, music, journalism, as well as life skills such as problem-solving, cooking, earning/saving money, wise consumers, and personal health, nutrition, and personal safety. You ask, how can we do all this? We can do all of this because we have the time and the resources. We understand that we have to get to know the individual to be able to accomplish all this. And that's what after-school programs are really about, is getting to know the individual and focusing in on them. If a child really likes theater, we'll make a drama club. If they really want to go outside and play some sports games, we'll go play some sport games. If they want to learn about health and nutrition, we'll give them healthy snacks. We'll teach them all of this, and we'll make sure that we individualize it for the student as best as they can. There's also going to be inclusion of students with special needs. Everyone is going to be together. There's not going to be any non-inclusion and no one being separated or told they can't hang out with anybody. It's going to be up to everybody's choice, and we all know that inclusion is so important with students with special needs and even everybody else, because that's really going to get to you to have the knowledge of people with different backgrounds. So we're going to have the social development, and through the social development they're going to have friendship skills. They're going to be able to make better decisions. They're going to have negative peer pressure resistance skills, conflict resolution skills, and they're also going to have that knowledge and comfort of people with different backgrounds, because they're going to be with everybody that they might not always get to be with in the normal school day. They're going to be with older and younger. They're going to be with boy and girl. They're going to be with advanced and people that are maybe under the special needs category. They're going to be able to be with everybody. And all of these skills they're going to have for the rest of their life. So, internal development of self-esteem in every child can be brought through self-discipline, empowerment, high expectations, reducing threat, and through having a role in the program. That internal development is going to come through what an after-school program can do. That internal development is going to come through all of this. They're going to have that empowerment. They're going to have the high expectations given to them. They're not going to be worried, and they're going to feel like they have a place, a role, which is all important to the social and development of a child and academic development of a child. An environment that meets the basic biological needs of children, taking into consideration safety, nutrition, and water, as well as having an environment that is rich and novel, is so important. Environment is huge when it comes to after-school programs, because that's really going to be the basis for what provides the student. They're going to have the basics, Maslow's hierarchy of needs being provided, as well as we're going to give them an environment that is enriching and novel and stuff that they're not used to and stuff that they would have never been able to experience before. Relationships are the next big important part of after-school programs. That is why they make such a big impact in students. Relationships with adults that establish and encourage realistic boundaries and high expectations for children are going to take that child and show them that you can do anything. It's that self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell a student you can't do something, they're not going to be able to do it. But if you keep raising the bar as far as you know that they're going to be able to do it, they're going to keep showing you that they can get there. Relationships are crucial to an after-school program and providing that development through social and academic skills. And then we have experiences, which is the other very important aspect of after-school programs. The experiences that have variety and novelty. They have to be different. They have to be stuff that these students would not be able to experience in a normal education setting. We have to go above and beyond. We have to kick it up a notch. We have to give them that. We also have to make it personally guided to the development of every individual child, which is what after-school programs can really do, which is why after-school programs are so amazing, because we have the resources and the time to get to know every single child that way and show them and help them experience stuff that we know is crucial to their personal development. So here are the resources that I've used. I hope all of you really see how important after-school programs are, and I hope all of you check all these sources out and really focus in on what after-school programs can really do, because they are so important socially and academically to a child. An after-school program can make the difference in a child's life. And here we have pictures proving that they are making differences in a child's life through experiences that children are having through after-school programs across the board and across the country. Thank you so much, and I hope all of you take the time next time to place your children into after-school programs and really stand up for after-school programs. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.